We did it in 3 weeks. A massive thank you to everybody who subscribed and supported me. Big thank you. Can't thank you enough. Well done. Over 1,000 subscribers in 3 weeks. That's more than I could ever have dreamed of. Sorry about that, just knocked the table. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and do the last 2 winners of the books. You know how it works. Everybody's name's on a list. I think we're up to 117. I'm going to do this really quickly, then we're going to crack on with this programme. So here we go. Press in. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The next book winner is number 112. 112 in my book is Deb in Lincoln. 112, somewhere around here. Deb in Lincoln. Right, I'll put your name up on the screen. Let's go to the next one. The next and last winner for this stage of the book is 104. 104, let's have a look. Same page. Richard Davies, South Wales. Richard Davies, South Wales. Well done. Send me your address. I'll send you a message. Send me your address and I'll send you the books. So now that's done. Now we can crack on with the channel. Right, the first stage of this new YouTube channel is called No More Heroes Anymore, which is basically about you out there. If you want to take part, please get in touch with me and I'll come and do an interview with you one way or another and we'll give you a chance of winning some cash. So, first up, we're going up to Yorkshire to meet Dennis, a mod from 1964. Wow, what a way to start. Watch this. So good morning, Dennis. We meet again. Last time was in Bridlington.
Yep.
And now we've come to see what you've got to say about yourself and your mod life. So take it away.
Cool. Yeah, so I became a mod in the early 60s, 1964. I was 14. I got into the scooter scene. It all started there. I bought my first scooter when I was 15. Saved up pocket money and got a part-time job to buy it. Bought a Lambretta. And I've had Lambrettas ever since.
What sort of price was a Lambretta back then?
Oh, peanuts.
Peanuts.
You're talking less than £50.
Wow.
You know. And today's price is the thousands.
So what first got you into the mod scene? Was the Lambretta come first, or was you aware of what was going on around the country?
It was the Lambretta first. I saw lads, you know, riding Lambretta scooters around Bramley, and that's what started me off. And like I say, I got a part-time job, working part-time on a Saturday, saving my money, and then I bought the scooter. And I bought the scooter when I was 15, and then just started into the mod scene. It was a good scene with music and, you know, scooters riding about. We used to go to Brid and Scarborough at the weekend.
Was there many clubs up in this area, in Yorkshire?
No, not really. Not over in Bramley. That, you know, they want. That in them years, it wasn't like it is now. There's scooter clubs all over the place. But in my teens, we just used to go to youth clubs in Bramley and congregate there, and you know, with other scooter guys.
Was there many other lads your age with scooters?
Yeah, yeah, quite a few. We were in such a little gang. Me and my mates. In Bramley, and we used to just meet up at weekends on Bramley Town Street. Weekends we used to go to Brid, Scarborough. Used to tell us mums, "Oh, I'm sleeping at so and so's tonight," and we used to go through night, and you know, get there early morning in Brid and Scarborough. And sometimes, we were there for weekends, like kipping wise. We used to kip on beach or go in the field sleeping. We slept in haystacks and all sorts, you know, and then had a good weekend. One weekend we got kicked out of where did we get Brid. We got kicked out of Bridlington for causing a bit of a...
Just your gang?
Yeah, there were about maybe 15 of us. And we were riding round and coppers, well, we went into this pub and obviously I were underage. Some of them were what age for drinking like, but we went in this pub and then coppers come in and we got kicked out. Then obviously they kicked us out, told us to get out of Brid. So we just went on to Scarborough.
How did you keep up with the sort of the London mod scene, if you like? Was it just ready, steady, go? There weren't much about in them days telling you...
Yeah. With London mods, we never got involved with them. It was just our little clique in Bramley. You know, we did go down to London a couple of times, but it was just for a ride down and then and come back. And then one day we did ride down to London, just me and my mate. He bought something from a scooter shop in London, and I can't remember exactly what wrong with this part that he got, but he wasn't refunding him his money. So I can't believe we did it, to be honest with you. We went down one morning to London on one scooter, right all the way to London, got to this shop and anyway he sorted it out, he refunded his money. And then we come back all in one day. and you know what I mean?
Youth.
You just don't think.
No.
You know, you just get on your scooter and go. And God, we were coming back from night. I mean, there weren't motorways in them, it was just one road all the way. And wagons were passing us and freaking hell, it was horrendous. Anyway, we got home okay, like, but nowadays, wouldn't do it again.
No.
On a scooter. No, it's too far.
So in these parts, in sort of the 60s, was there many sort of rockers, bikers about?
Oh yeah. There wasn't a lot of trouble in, I mean, the mods and rockers mainly were in London area. That's where all the problems were appearing. But over here, there were just small gangs of rockers and like us, small collection of scooter guys. We never had, maybe once, we had a bit of a set to them, like, but there were too many of them.
So you was outnumbered?
We were outnumbered, so we went on by.
And the weekend bank holidays, I mean, it's predominantly around the London areas.
Yeah.
Did they venture up to sort of Bridlington in those days? Great Yarmouth?
No. You get London guys now going to Brid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, when there's scooter meets in this area. But in them days, no, it was just, Brid and Scarborough, it was just your local mods round the areas, Leeds, Sheffield, and that were it like. But there were quite a few, of us. Didn't see many rockers at the time at the coasts. You did see a few, like, but I think scooters outnumbered rockers.
So the pictures behind you, I don't know if you'll pick up on the camera, but you've got 60s pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting astride a scooter.
Yeah.
When was they took? How did that come about?
Right, that was mid-60s when the black and white pictures were taken. And it's been in the right place at the right time. These black and white pictures are really, they're on the mod scene. They are quite famous on the mod scene. Such as a lot of black and white 60s pictures are. But like I say, these pictures were took at the right place at the right time. I'd not to work, and I was waiting outside Len's Scooters on Kirksall Road for shop to open to go spend some money on scooter, like he did. And this guy came up to me and he just says, "Do you mind if I take your picture?" So I said, "Yeah, fire away." And I didn't really know how many photos he'd taken. So anyway, it lasted about 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then off he went, and he says, "Oh, thank you," and off he went. And then over the years, in fact, it was, let me get it right now, I was 58. So in them, that
a few years after the event then.
Yeah, so I was 17 in that photo. And I always wondered what had happened to that picture, where it was and what it, you know, I thought it'd be just in an album of his, like, but anyway, 1958, my son phoned me up. I remember that day because of the newspapers and stuff like, but my son phoned me up and says, Dad, have you got Look North on? So I says, I've just actually turned it off.
What's that, a local programme, is it?
Yeah, it's like a news programme.
Okay, yeah.
News and weather and stuff like that. He said, you've just been on this guy, he took some photos in the 60s of people round about, and he's having an exhibition in Leeds, and he's wanting to meet the people, and he's wanting the people to get in touch with him, and he says, you've just been on with there's a picture of you on your scooter. Obviously Darren, who phoned me up about it, knew I was a mod in the days, like, because Darren was my firstborn, like, and he knew I was into the mod scene. So he says, I'm going to phone Yorkshire Post up, and, you know, anyway, so he phoned Yorkshire Post up to say that I was the person in the programme. Yorkshire Post phoned me up and says, Dennis, your son's just phoned us up. Would you meet us down at the exhibition on Saturday? So I said, yeah. So freaking hell, I was taken back after all this time, 40 odd years, and I found out the guy who actually took the photo, and I'm actually still in touch with Eric. But anyway, so on the morning, I goes down, it was on Whitehall Road in Leeds, where this exhibition was. This is a picture of the exhibition.
I'll show them in a bit.
Yeah. So went in the exhibition doors, and there was a girl on the desk, and she says she must have. I must have looked familiar to the picture in the black and white to what I looked like then. She says, "Are you Dennis?" So I says, "Yeah." She says, "Your photo's round the corner." And I went round the corner. I got all goosebumps. Might sound a bit daft, but the photo was like 8 before. It was a canvas photo on the wall, on the big yellow wall, of me on my scooter, and I was just taken back. And then I got to meet the photographer, Eric Jacquer. Just a little bit about Eric. In the days when he took the photo, he was doing a job at selling door to door better wear. That's like a kitchen utensils, and but he were taking up, his hobby was photography, and he were just taking pictures as he were going round selling his wear, like. And he's now, well, he was from Switzerland, and he's a radio, something to do with radio, and he's now a photographer. He's pretty well known in Switzerland. So I met Eric, and we had a little talk, like, and then he showed me all the photos that he'd taken in the 60s, and I'm still in contact with him.
Excellent.
Yeah, we've met up a couple of times. He's took a few more photos.
I can see around the room you've got photos from different eras. I mean, that one there looks pretty recent. Anyway, I'll go around the room in a minute.
Yeah.
So moving through the mod years, so sort of when the mod years changed towards the latter part, sort of 67, 68, and did you change? Was you still a mod? Because there was a big...
Yeah, I've always been a mod. I'm
So-
like a stick of Blackpool rock.
So, so you didn't grow your hair and get by an Afghan?
No, I just carried on as I am now. I've always been into the mod scene. Obviously, yeah, I got married and I had kids and that, but I was still, into the mod scene. And as you say, you grow up and some people come out of it, but I've always stuck with mod. And like now, it's more now, because when I got married, I sold my scooter.
Yeah.
Well, I had a few Lambrettas, and I sold my scooter and obviously got married and brought kids up and that. But I've never gone out of it. It's always been on my mind. And then I bought a scooter. 8 years ago, and got back into it, going to, meetups, going to scooter shows.
So really, it's only been the last 10 years since you've sort of...
That's right.
Fully come back
yeah,
into it.
Yeah,
I see.
definitely, yeah. And like I say, I've took my scooter to shows, got trophies for my scooter. Been in a lot of magazines. Couple of Spanish magazines, been in newspapers. So my scooter that I've got now is quite famous on the mod scene. It's
Yes.
it's
Is that the only one you have now?
right. So yeah, that's the one that I ride when I go to shows. I've actually got into restoration with my brother-in-law. He's a mechanic. Well, he's a car mechanic, but we sort of do the scooters.
Restore scooters?
Yeah. I restored a scooter 5 years ago, and it were a silver special pacemaker. It were all seized up, and I mean seized up, it had been stuck in a barn somewhere. Restored it. I'm on a restoration site, where I watch people doing the scooters up and that. And so when we finished it, I put it on there and I said, well, restoration finished. I didn't say it was for sale because on that site you can't put for sale, stuff on for sale. I just thought I'd leave it at that. And this guy phoned me up and says, Dennis, I'm interested. I'll phone you back later on. Anyway, he never phoned back, but I was getting hassle off the sites. Is it for sale? Is it for sale? And anyway, this guy, he never phoned me back. So I messaged him and I said, Aaron, they called him. I says, Aaron, oh no. So like, he messaged me, he says, Dennis, he says, I've been a bit busy. He says, can I ring you tomorrow morning? I said, well, yeah, it's okay. I said, but I've got people nattering me about the scooter. He says, right, I'll phone you back. And he phoned me back straight away. And then he started asking questions about it, what I'd done to it. I mean, we rebuilt it. We put all Italian parts in it, got it resprayed. He asked me how much I wanted for it. I told him. He said, right, he gave me a deposit. He said, I'll get it picked up on Thursday. Anyway, so he phoned me back. So Dennis, he says, can I come now for it? That was the following day. I said, yeah. He says, yeah. Anyway, then he told me who we were. And it was a company that sells raffle tickets on Facebook,
the internet.
on the internet, as spare competitions.
Oh, okay.
And he sent his driver for it. He sent his driver to have a look at it first, obviously. He put a deposit down, but he sent his driver to have a look at it to see if it were all okay, like. So I got it out at garage, started it up, and then the driver, he got on phone to him, and his words were, "Aaron, it's mint." And I heard him say, "Right, get it on van." And within a couple of minutes, my phone went ping ping, and he put money in.
Excellent.
So I'm still in touch with him, and he's.
Have you done any more?
Yeah, I'm sat under one. I'm sat on top of one actually.
Oh, I thought he's moving pretty quick because the. Oh, I see in the corner.
Yeah, this is another silver special. Obviously you can't see it, but it's an LI 150 silver special pacemaker. That's the same one as I did last time that he bought, and I've got another one in garage. And
how long does it take you to do these restorations?
yeah, it's when I get time, and when you feel like it, because there's that much to do on them, and when they're seized, you've got to be in a good mood. You've got to want, you know what I mean, because you lose your bottle on them. But anyway, so it's when I get time, and the last one probably took maybe 12 months to do. Not 12 months solid.
Solid, no, yeah.
When you can get in to do it. And obviously, I've had these two that I've got now. I've had them 12 months. I just haven't had the time, but
life gets in the way sometimes.
that's right, yeah. And obviously, it's going to shows. I do Brighton, as you know. So you know that takes me weekends up. But after Christmas, it's getting started. It goes. What I do is, you can see the paint on them now. I take them for dipping, acid dipping, get it all cleaned off, all old paint, get it primed, then send it off for respraying, which a mate of mine does. He sprays them for me, and then they come back and they get built up. But use all Italian parts. Don't put rubbish on.
So the question is, when you did your first one, and obviously that was graded as mint,
Yeah.
and it was took away to go in to the raffle.
Yeah.
Did you buy a ticket?
Oh yes,
Did
yeah. Oh definitely, yeah. I bought 10 tickets to win it back. But unfortunately, this is another story. Unfortunately, I didn't win it, but I know the guy that won it because the guy contacted me. But that's another story. But anyway, what happened was, so I bought 5 tickets, and let me get this right. It went on at £1.95 a ticket, I think there were, and there were 10,000 tickets for sale, and it was a sellout. They sold all the tickets.
Excellent.
So you can imagine
A lot of interest.
and I were getting a lot of interest on sites because obviously they knew where it had come from, like my mates knew, and so it sold out, and the guy that won it, maybe a couple of weeks, well, maybe a couple of months after, I got this letter in post. "Hi Dennis, you don't know me," he says, "but oh no, sorry, that was another school. He won it." So yeah. But after the one I've just been talking about, we did an LI 125, and I spare bought that one as well. So yeah, so I spares bought 2 of them, and obviously when they came up, when he came up first time to buy the silver special, the guy that came saw the one that I was doing next, which was the 125, and Alan got in touch with me. He said, "Dennis," he said, "Hey, you've got another scooter that you're restoring." He says, "Will you let us know when you've finished it? We're interested." So it's just a snowball, and he knows about these 2.
Excellent.
And he's waiting for them, so they're already sold.
So what's next then? I mean, you've lived the life of the mod, the 60s, swinging 60s. I mean, at scooters like you had, obviously the girls would have been on tap.
Oh, yeah.
I see there's a name of a female, Dennis and Maggie, I think that one says up there.
Yeah, the famous Maggie. I get a lot of stick up with that because Dennis and Maggie, I always get it on the sites. You weren't in Parliament at all, was he, Dennis? With Maggie. But when, you know, in the 60s, girls, they used to attract, the schools used to attract the girls. And my scooter, yeah, it had a few names in its time. But Maggie, she actually lived in Bramley, which they all did anyway, like, but yeah, so it attracted the girls.
So the future now, I mean, where do you plan yourself this time next year? I mean, you're still going to go to the scooter events that you can?
Yeah, next year I'm 75 in April.
Wow.
And I'm still riding my scooter. And as long as I feel capable and in control, I'll still keep riding it. I don't know how long I'll go. I might go till I'm 80 riding it, but there again, I am going to get older and achy pains and won't be able to push. I mean, obviously now, yeah, I put the scooter in the van. There's no way Bridlington and Scarborough, I put it in van. I've got a van, I put them in, and then I go to them. Same with London, I take them in van. And you get a lot of stick off at school. The newer mods, so to speak, the ones with the custom scooters and that, they say, oh, taking it in a van. But I'm too old to be riding it all that way to London and Scarborough. I put it in van, yeah, it goes in a van and it comes home in a van, and I ain't bothered about that. But I do go to local scooter meets on it.
I've seen you about there, to be fair.
Yeah, you know, there's two in Bramley that scooter meets, one up at Halfway House and one down the road.
So you're not in a scooter club, you just...
No. I'm into a couple of clubs that you know, we talk to one another on, you know, scooter sites, but not actual clubs that I'm in, no. I just go and meet them all, you know.
So for the best part of 60 years, your life has been attached to the mod scooter scene.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could sum it up? What's it meant to you? Is there any way you could sum up those 60s? Would you change it? Would you, looking back, would you change anything?
No. It's a scooter scene. It's
A way
the
of
love of
life.
scooters, messing about with them and restoring them and riding out on them, and yeah, and you've seen the scooter with the mirrors on. That gets a lot of sticks. The newer mods don't like all the mirrors on.
No.
But it's my choice. And
When you ride it, do you still get that high? Do you still feel that buzz?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Good.
it's a funny feeling.
Yeah.
And you're in control of your scooter, and it's still like now, like it was in the 60s.
Just rains more.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I still take it out in rain. It's, you know, you can't not, you know, if it's raining, you can't not, if it's belting it down, yeah, but you've got to get out on them and
Enjoy it.
yeah, and I won't change a thing what I do. And wherever I can get more mirrors and spotlights on my scooter, I will do. But with the scooter that I have now, it's just right. It's not. It's just spot on now. It's all spotlights work. They're not there for sure. They work. They're all wired up. Same with air-ons. It's, yeah. I'm doing a bit of work on it at the moment. It's in garage light now, getting it ready for The next show is in Scarborough.
Yeah, it's Easter next year, isn't it? 2025.
Yeah. I haven't booked it in for show yet. It's a little bit awkward where they have the show. It's a little bit awkward to get it in.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You've got to take it up a ramp.
Yeah.
When I took it in last time, it caught the stand, so I'll probably just leave it this year. Yeah.
Well, it's lovely to speak to you, and I'm so pleased you're still enjoying this subculture scene. I mean, the mod has been everything to you, and you can see just by talking to you, it still means a lot.
Yeah. I still listen to 60s music.
Who's your favourite band?
Well, in the 60s, it were like, well, it still is, but it's Kinks, Animals, Jilly and the Pacemakers.
Small Faces?
Yeah, Small Faces. I were into Ray Charles, Soul, Wilson Pickett. And like over the years now, it goes up to different artists. I'm still into mod music, but it's like Phil Collins, Joe Cocker. Joe Cocker's my favourite singer. Then Phil Collins. And then you go on to different types of music, you know, Adele music.
Did you like the second time around, sort of the Oasis, the Britpop sort of side of mod? Did you?
I'm not into Oasis.
Paul Weller?
Paul Weller, yeah. But yeah, it's your music changes, doesn't it?
Your taste change.
Taste change. But the mod scene, it's still.
It's in the blood.
Yeah. It's like I say. I just hope that I can. Like I say, as you just mentioned, it's my 60th. It was my 60th anniversary this year of being a mod, and then next year I'm 75. I'm still going to Brighton, so I'll be in Brighton, and a lot of people know me. You know, so I'll be seeing them all again in Brighton.
Well, congratulations on 60 years of mod, and I hope to see you in Brighton next year.
61 years.
Lovely. Cheers, mate. 2, 1. So there you go, that's what it's all about. It's about you. If you want the chance to tell your story about your life, do get in touch. A chance to win £100 minimum. I say minimum because the only way is up. Do get in touch, ride safe, and I'll see you soon.